Alrighty guys, so the recording for this video got lost, so I'm doing this post. And well, we won the die roll, which, as I probably stated before, is very important. And we got ourselves a keeper here. It's not the most exciting hand. We need to draw some gas spells, but it's got enough permanence that we can play relatively quickly, and it's got enough aggro that we should, if we just draw a cranial plating or something, we should be off to the races. Yeah, I played the man land first instead of the Darksteel Citadel, obviously, because we don't have anything to turn on right now, and it's better if we don't draw a gas spell next turn. We really want to be attacking with that Nexus. Alright, Blackleaf Cliffs could mean a couple of things, but most likely we're looking at, like, it could be Goryo's Vengeance, but they would have wanted to play something. Jund would have wanted to play something, but waiting until our end step could be Living End. They could just be waiting to cycle something, but we shall see. We pull back the Ornithopter because it doesn't do anything. Alright, so this is not a great spot to be in. If we don't draw a gas spell next turn, we're going to be very unhappy. And there it is, the Cycler. So we are playing against Living End. So at this point, if we do draw a gas spell, we almost don't want to play it unless it's like the cranial plating. Because if it's a creature, it's likely to just get killed very, very quickly. And yeah, they don't want us to be able to keep a land around after they wipe our board, so they rather aggressively use their Spirit Guide there. I could have used that Darksteel Citadel to bluff, but I probably should have done that actually, now that I think about it. Oh well. I don't remember what happens, but I don't think this is going to end well for us. For some reason, whenever I play against Living End, I just always feel like you have a bad matchup. Maybe I just don't draw my interactive spells, but I mean, we had a good chance of drawing something here, which we haven't done yet, as you can see. But I really didn't want to mulligan in the dark like that. So it really does suck that we were put in this situation. But it is what it is. Like what, we had five mana sources in our opener? No, we can't. We must have had four. We had 4 mana sources in our opener, which is a lot for a keep, but, you can't get the God draw every single time. There's the Cascade, and pretty much it's GG there. I don't know why they didn't try to put more dudes in their bin. Well, I guess they had 3 guys already. That's pretty brutal. Now they're going to bash us for 1 billion. And, well, at least we have a creature. But we're going to have to draw something that actually makes that creature useful very, very fast, right? Yeah, because we're already taking 9. So we basically need something that wins us the game right now, which, if we had enough mana, plating might have done it. Well, anyway. So, against this deck, we're probably looking at bringing in both Thoughtseizes, a Stubborn Denial, definitely Cage, and Chalice of the Void as well. Because even though they can kill it with the Ingot Chewer, just it's too good anyway. They have to kill it. And we'll have the double Spellskite, so they'll have to fight through that. And the great thing with Chalice is that it's just a 0 mana way to activate Mox Opal while also screwing over our opponent. Yep, there's me pointing out Thoughtseize. Am I considering not bringing it in? Because well, should I bring it in? Yeah, I probably should just bring it in. Though I do admit it's not great, because they cycle so much through their hand that, like, it doesn't matter that much, and they have a lot of ways of hitting their living end, and it's not like they have the end in hand, so... Yeah, edge champions end up being slightly better because they can at least block. One of the nice things about this deck is that with Arcbound Ravager, if you have it alive when they cast Living End, you can sack your whole board to the Ravager so that you at least get your board back after they, so they don't get the advantage of wiping it. Hey, yes, testing. Hmm. Alright, so... This looks like the right 60. And we're gonna submit. Anyway, so... Alright, what do we got here? Oh, we have Cage, but that's not great. Cage is not really good enough. Like, I want to keep this hand, and just one more land and it would be keepable. However, doesn't really cut it. I'm tanking on it because it looks so good, with the Cage and the Vault Scourge and the Steel Overseers, like, just one land. I'm probably doing the math, actually. Because I've got about 20 sources of mana or so. And if I was on the draw, this would be a much more enticing keep, but unfortunately I had to mull. And we have ourselves an extremely disappointing keeper, but Stubborn Denial, which will help us out a lot. It'll let us counter the first living end. There's not really any point in playing the Mox Opal here, because we're not activating it at least until next turn, and they could easily just kill it with an Ingot Chewer if they desired. So I'd rather at least get my mana out of it if I can. That's why I'm playing Glimmer Void first. Well, attacking to see if they want to kill it, then playing Glimmer Void and Mox Opal and Spellskite. Oh yeah, Spellskite first. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Why didn't I play the Mox Opal? I mean, I guess there's not really a huge downside to holding it, but I I definitely should have played it. There was no reason not to. And now we come to an interesting position here. Because we can play the Signal Pest and the Mox Opal and kind of just move on. Or we can play Master of Ethereum and hope they don't have the living end and just bash them. Because having Master of Ethereum on the table changes our clock significantly. And so it's definitely a huge decision point in the game. Because if they don't have the turn 3 living end, then um, having Master of Ethereum on the table makes a significant difference. So here I am tanking on it again. But this is an important decision. And I end up going with a safer line. Which, honestly, I don't have a ton of experience against Living End, which is why I'd rather play it safe. I don't know how consistently they get Living End down on turn 3. I don't want to take any risks in that regard. All we need to do is draw one more land, and then we can drop Master of Ethereum safely. And if not, we can just keep bashing with the Mox, or with the Blink Moth. Because we can play the Mox Opal, animate the Blink Moth, and then leave the Glimmer Void to cast Stubborn Denial. And at least if they try to do it off 3 mana, we don't have to worry about them playing around the denial, because they won't be able to pay the extra 1 anyway. Unfortunately, we have Fulminator Mage here, which kind of shuts off the Nexus plan. Alright. So their play that turn indicates that they don't have the immediate living end, but still kind of want to play it safe. Well, at this point, I don't have a choice, but I do prefer to play it safe. Although it's definitely getting pretty scary at this point. No doubt about that. Another fulminator? Yep, another fulminator. So, you know, they're just steadily... Ugh, God, that's annoying. Because if we had just played the Master of Ethereum, I mean, maybe they would have hit us with Living End and it wouldn't have mattered, but just the fact that we can't now is really bad. It just completely ruins our clock. And thinking back on it, I probably should have just played the Master. I mean, I think we had good odds of drawing a land, right? But I didn't factor in the fact that they have access to probably 4 Fulminator Mages. I mean, they destroyed 2 of our mana sources. We had the full 4 that we needed. They just were messing with them. So I should have taken that into account. Because now our Stubborn Denial is worthless and we don't have Master Ethereum on the table. And as you can see, since it's a 6/6, like, we would have killed them a long time ago. So I am surprised that we're still alive at this point. We do, however, have basically no way to trigger Ferocious on the Denial, so if they want to cast Living End, we are just gonna die. That's our only recourse. And they have Beast Withins, so yeah. I probably made the wrong call. But live and learn. And most of my experience with Living End is getting bashed in the face on turn 3, so doesn't always happen. Sometimes they play a long game and you lose because you didn't think they would. But I don't know. Like my default setting is definitely to play aggressively and not worry about playing around cards. So like erring on the side of caution is what I tend to do when I'm you know, thinking hard about it and recording a video because I don't want to stupidly walk into some mistake that I could have easily avoided. Now, he actually played around Mana Leak there, which was impressive. And he gets to do a bunch of stuff, and we're likely going to die pretty much now. Oh, we do have Spellskite. Is there any way we can win with just a Spellskite? I don't think there is, because we would need to give it evasion and power. And unfortunately, that's not possible. However, if we played 2 Signal Pests here, I don't think there's any way, right? Like, even if we had drawn Cranial Plating and somehow been able to equip it, it would have given us enough power, but we wouldn't have been able to jump high enough. Yep, that's I can say with certainty that that is a lot of power. We're going to be taking some damage. No doubt about that. But if we aren't strictly dead here, and we do draw Cranial Plating, we would need land too. That's the issue. Like, but the 2 Signal Pests are 2 power on their own, so if we draw another land, and our Spellskite survives, we can cast Master of Ethereum and bash for 4. It is possible. So if this isn't 20 damage, then we can actually win. 6, 10, 12, 14, 18, 14, yeah, 18, 21, 24. Yeah, we just have to block one thing. Just block some 3 mana, 3 power dork. And land. That's all we need. Seriously. Just one land and we can win this game. Generally in aggro decks you don't want to draw land, but there are those key times when it's the only thing you need and you just can't get there. Do we get there? I want to get there. I want to get there pretty badly. Nope. Etch Champion instead. But, the way it goes with aggro decks, you gotta be... Sometimes you're just really, really draw dependent, and you can't do much about it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this match. And, we'll see you in the next one. After giving my opponent the honor of attacking me and not just conceding. People do F6 through their attack steps. Do not forget that. It does happen. It's rare, but it happens.